What is going on, guys? This is Prodigy bringing you another video here on Infinite Warfare. Today I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little pre-launch review of the game so far in its beta stage, just so you guys can kind of know what to expect for the next beta if you're on Xbox, or for when the game actually releases if you haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm going to be going over some good things, some bad things, some general things about the game that I feel you should know. And, if you want to know whether or not you should buy this game when it does release, hopefully after this video you'll be able to get a good idea of it. So let's just get right into it, and I'm going to start with a little disclaimer before I even say anything good or bad. And that is, this game does not feel anything like Call of Duty. And in my personal opinion, this game doesn't feel like your traditional Call of Duty game. I don't mean like boots on the ground or anything. I just mean in the overall feel of the game. If you play Call of Duty for a long time, then you know what I'm talking about. Call of Duty games have a particular feel to them, and you know when you're playing Call of Duty, and this game doesn't really give me that feeling. I think Formal actually said the same thing on Twitter, that it just doesn't really feel like Call of Duty. I'm not saying that is a good thing or a bad thing, just something that I noticed and thought you guys should know. But I did have fun playing the game, so with that being said, let's get into some bad things about the game first, alright? So first things first, there's a dome shield in the game. I said this before in a video about Infinite Warfare, but that needs to go. I don't like that. I don't feel like it has a particular place in this game. It just doesn't fit Call of Duty, so I think that needs to go. But I mean, obviously it's not going anywhere because it's already here. But I just don't like the fact that it's in the game. And the same thing goes for High Caliber. High Caliber is back. It's not called High Caliber, it's called Hollow Point. But it does the same thing, extra damage to the head. And I'm really disappointed to see that make a return, because I hated that attachment in Black Ops 3 and felt like that also doesn't have a place in Call of Duty, because the time to kill is already high enough. We don't need to make it higher. So that just doesn't make sense. But aside from those two things, the score streaks in the game do not seem impressive at all to me. I use the UAV, the Scorchers, and the Warden are the streaks that you start off with by default. The UAV is a UAV. The Scorchers are kind of like similar to like a Rolling Thunder, and the Warden is kind of like a Pavlo maybe from Modern Warfare 2 and 3. So, but the Scorchers, I never really got a lot of kills with them. I use them a good amount of times. The Warden, I got it a couple times, but it never really felt like it was doing anything for me. So I mean, I don't really know how to feel about that. But it didn't really give me a good indication of whether and when it was getting kills though. So I mean, maybe it was getting kills and I just didn't notice. But I mean, it just didn't feel that great to me. I also got the Thor in this game too, which is like it looks like a watered down version of the Reaper from Modern Warfare 3, and it just didn't do a whole lot for me. Like I would be dropping the rockets on people, and it just didn't seem like I was getting kills with it. So I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know how you guys' score streak experience was in the comments if you have a different experience and you played the beta. I haven't tried all the streaks though, and I will be trying more, but so far that's just my impression. Alright, so moving on from that, the variants in the game have a really good potential to be bad. Now, I haven't seen anything, too ridiculous yet, but there's just a huge unknown there. I don't know if there's going to be more variants in the full game. There probably will be, but as of right now, there's just a huge unknown in the air, because that could really make or break this game if those variants are too ridiculous or too OP. Alright, so I'm just going to throw that up in the air. I haven't seen anything too ridiculous yet, but be on the lookout. Alright, so next thing will be the salvage earn rate, and that it seems really slow. And that disappointed me, because that's how you unlock the variants of the different guns. The keys earn rate seems pretty slow too, but that's essentially like the crypto keys from Black Ops 3, but I expected that because that's used to get supply drops, and they're not going to make that too quickly. But I was disappointed to see the salvage earn rate not really be that quick, and hopefully they increase that in the full game, or by the next beta at least. So next thing would be the maps. Now this is a pretty big concern, because this could really make or break a game. And so far, the maps just don't really seem all that impressive to me. Right now, I'm playing on Throwback, and this map's alright, not fantastic. But, I mean, the maps don't really feel like they have any nice flow to them. They just feel average, kind of like Ghost in a sense, where there's a lot of buildings and stuff. They're definitely not as big as Ghost maps, so that's a good thing. But it's just the maps just don't really feel that great. There's a lot of buildings in all the maps. The flow is it just doesn't feel like it's there. So hopefully they release better maps in the full game, and we just haven't seen. Maybe these are the worst maps in the game, and they just gave this to us just to troll us. I mean, we'll see. But that's how I'm feeling right now. And another kind of side note, this is just like a little minor thing, but I play with the headset since I got my mix amp most of the time, and it just seems like there's a lot of background noise in this game. Like even when there's nobody around me, it's like I'm always hearing like footsteps or movement, and it really throws me off because I think somebody's next to me or by me, and there's nobody there, but I feel like I'm hearing people, and it really throws me off. So that's just kind of a random thing. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that as well, but if you did, leave a comment below. Let me know so I know that I'm not crazy. But yeah, I just feel like I should throw that out there. And moving on to our next big concern, and that is the connections in this game. The net coding just seems bad at this current point in time. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, there's a lot of shoot first to die moments where, I mean, you would put like 4 or 5 bullets into a guy, the standard amount of bullets to kill a guy, and you feel like you just get dropped in 1 to 2 bullets. And that's just, I mean, the kill cam shows that they put the 4 or 5 bullets in there. So I mean, it's not a time to kill issue, it's definitely a connection issue with the game, and it's just something that they definitely need to work on, address, and fix. I would pray they fix it by the launch of the full game, because a lot of people are actually complaining about that the connections are just bad. I mean, the servers weren't even that stable when the beta first launched. I mean, for a couple hours you couldn't even get on the game. It was bad. But yeah, that definitely needs to be addressed before the game launches all the way. Next thing will be, as far as the ammo goes for the guns, it just feels like you run out of ammo really fast, and that's just kind of something I noticed myself. Like I would get 3 to 4 kills, and it just feels like my gun would be about out of ammo at that time. I feel like I'm not using that many bullets. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just taking so many bullets to drop people because the connections aren't good, and so I'm using a lot of bullets. But I mean, hopefully that this gets addressed and fixed, because that's really frustrating to have to always find a gun or carry a secondary because you run out of ammo so quickly. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about was kind of like the randomness in this game. Like, everything seems random in this game. It's weird because I guess this has a lot to do with the connection issue, but everything seems random. Like there's nothing that's really set in stone. It feels like the skill gap in this game has really been reduced. Like anybody can get kills in this game. It's just, I don't know. Like I was, a good example. I was watching Market J's video last night. He was talking about the problems in Infinite Warfare, and he even commented on it and says that this really feels like the definition of a casual shooter. Now Call of Duty has always been casual, but there's always been some type of competitiveness to it, because you could eliminate the bad people or separate the bad people from the good people, and the good people would win. But this game just feels like the skill gap is just not there like it usually is, or like it should be. And I don't know, it's just, I mean, I'm not complaining super hard right there, because I mean I can still do good in the game, but I don't know, I'm just curious as to how long this game will last. But enough about that one. Let's just get on to the next thing and talk about the last bad thing I actually want to talk about, is the health regeneration, because that just seems slow. Like I would get in a gunfight with somebody, I'd win the gunfight, but my health would be so low for like a full 5 seconds or something, and it just seems like it should definitely be faster than that. Like your health is just low for way too long, and yeah, I don't know. a lot of things in this game are just really weird, but that's gonna wrap it up for the bad part of the game. Now, as far as good things, as far as the variants go, I haven't seen anything too ridiculous yet. Like I said before, there is still that unknown though, but as for right now, the variants just seem like a interesting addition to the game. And yeah, but I mean, I'm keeping that eye out for the variance for something to be, you know, completely ridiculous. All right. And another note regarding the variants, I kind of like them because it gives you a reason to grind the game, especially due to the fact that you can actually make them and craft them with salvage. So, I mean, if they increase the salvage rate, that would definitely be good, because I would love to have a reason to grind this game and, you know, to go for a particular variant of a gun that I want, because I really think that would be necessary in this game. You know, I miss being able to grind for stuff in Call of Duty. I haven't really been able to do that in any of the games lately, aside from the Dark Matter grind in Black Ops 3. But I mean, once that's done, that's pretty much it. So I'm happy to have a reason to grind the game, you know, if I do enjoy the game. And graphically wise, this game looks great. It actually kind of looks like Destiny. I don't know why I thought of that, but like in the menus, like how the player models are set up, it doesn't look like Call of Duty game. It looks like a Destiny or some type of other futuristic type shooter game. But I mean, it looks nice. The gameplay is smooth, like a better version of Advanced Warfare. So I mean, I'm not complaining there. I definitely think that that's a good thing. So hopefully this is able to you know, give the game some good merit. But next good thing I like, I actually like this because, I don't know, it just seems like a really nice feature, but there's no map load time. So like in Black Ops 3, where you would get into a lobby and the match would start, and the map would start to load and you see everybody on the screen. In Infinite Warfare, the game just goes straight into the game. Like, the map doesn't have to load or anything, which I think is a really nice feature, because you can just get into the fight faster. So, this is actually me using the Thor now that I was telling you guys about earlier. It just seems kind of weak. So, I don't know. Does not look that great. But, aside from everything, this game was fun to play when I wasn't raging about connection issues. But, definitely some concerns. I mean, you guys could probably tell the list of bad things was a lot longer than the list of good things. And I'm definitely not trying to hate on the game or anything. I want the game to be good. But definitely some concerns I have and things that I need to address. So that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. I mean, if you want to know whether or not I'd recommend this game, I really couldn't give you a solid answer, because it's too early to tell for sure whether or not you should check this out for yourself. So if I had to give it a rating out of 10 right now in its current state, I'd give it maybe a 5, because there's just too many things that need to be fixed, connection being a major one. But I mean, there's another beta coming up this weekend, so
Enemy UAV.
It's not really enough time for them to fix any major issues, but there's some minor things, tweaking to the netcode,
UAV on
and
standby.
hopefully by launch they get a lot of these things sorted out. So that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Thank you all for listening. This is Prodigy, and I'll see y'all later.